Hello class, this week we will be reviewing for common assessment. So it's very important that you write down all the steps and procedures as I walk through the problems. At this time I need you to take out your pencil and your spiral notebook and follow along. Now I will be modeling the I do for you, and I will start by reading the problem. Jose is 64 inches tall. If 1 inch is equal to 2 and 54 hundredths of a centimeter, which proportion could help me solve for x, Jose's height, in centimeters? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to annotate using cubes. And I'm going to circle all my numbers. 1 inch, circle 1. So I've already circled my numbers. Next step will be to underline my question. And the question is, which proportion could help solve for x, Jose's height, in centimeters? After that, I'm going to box in my keywords, and some of the keywords are inches, centimeters, and proportion. Now, when we see the word proportion, we know that the first thing we gotta find is which units are we working with. And in this case, we know that the units that we are talking about are inches and centimeters. So therefore, I'm going to write my proportion as inches over centimeters. Therefore, I know that my inches have to stay on top and the centimeters on bottom. And the first ratio that I am given is 1 inch is equivalent to 2 and 54 hundredths. So I'm going to put 1 there and 2 and 54 hundredths on the bottom. Again, remember, we're keeping inches on top and centimeters on the bottom. Okay. The next step, I know that a number that I am given is 64 inches. Well, I know that 64 is in inches, so inches goes again on top. And I am trying to solve for his height, which is x, and x will be in centimeters, and that will be on the bottom. Okay, so now I've got my proportion. Now I'm going to compare it to each one of the answers and see which one could actually be my answer. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Okay. 1 or 2, 64. B would be my answer. Okay. Another way that we could have written this proportion is by putting centimeters on top. If we start with centimeters on top and inches on the bottom, then we would have to flip the order in which our proportion is written. So therefore 254 would be on top, 1 inch on the bottom, x, which is the centimeters we're looking for, be on top, and 64 on the bottom. So either one of those, either this one or that one, would be the correct way of setting up the proportion. Remember that anytime you're setting up a proportion, the key is to keep them in order. Like the top one, I started with inches on top. Therefore, all my inches, all the numbers that had the inches unit in it were on top. And on the second one, I started with centimeters on top, so all my centimeters were on top. Okay? Thank you for listening to this video.